Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode. So, I have received many questions that you guys were asking. Who's Mpho Dagada? So, I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna play the previous videos, and you listen to him thoroughly, and you will understand what's Arise Africa all about. Because this is a new political party in South Africa. So, I want you guys to have listen to him. Then after that, I'm gonna take you to the main event of this episode, whereby they were invited with the Minister of Police. So he was pleading with Minister of Police to resign. And you will hear the response of the minister. You will hear everything. So I'm just gonna play a few clips of what's Arise about, or who's Mpho, and you guys will decide after the main event.
What allowed us to get to this level? Let the ANC start looting ESCOM. Let's create something that we can call our own. We need a leader with a vision, a leader with a purpose. We are in the politics of uniting a nation. Let's challenge one another in this building. Everyone and everybody must stand up. You can't build $1 billion business in South Africa. What allowed...
Right. Now, this was talking about ESCOM. It says ANC is looting ESCOM, and in order for them to privatize ESCOM. Remember, in order for them to privatize ESCOM, it must pretend like ESCOM is not functioning, or ESCOM is in debt, so it cannot run itself, so that they can privatize ESCOM and sell it to, it's either the Stellenbosch mafia. So now the main reason why we're here, that's because now it's been told that ANC is the one that's causing load shedding. When you check the latest news, everything they tell you, they expose it, they say load shedding, it's not there, it's created. Remember during the Rugby World Cup, there was no load shedding, but just after it, load shedding was back. So that's the first video whereby Mpho Dagada was talking about. So now let me go to the second one so that you can hear about this guy.
There was a councillor there, and this specific councillor had stood up to ask questions about certain funds in the municipality. Basically, what he was saying was, why were these people paid when the job is not being done? Bheki said, we found that Nkawis were paid by the municipality on a monthly basis. Some of these people do weird and dubious things to continue looting the state. There has to be a young person who's willing to risk it all, to remind every young person out there to say we're not safe. Where we're headed for is worse than crisis. The reason why young people are not free in this country, the reason why many of them continue to believe a lie, is because they don't know the truth. It's this layer of South African education does not speak about government. There was a councillor there.
All right, now he's talking about his target. Remember, Mpho Dagada, it's a latest political party which is Arrest South Africa. He's a leader there. So now he's mobilizing youth. Remember, youth of South Africa, we are not voting. We don't entertain much of politics. So now, since he was the advisor of the president and advisor to the ministers, now he took a stand himself and say he's leaving the government and open his own political party. But before he started campaigning, he needs to expose the truth so that youth can know what was actually happening in the parliament and what were the agendas that were happening behind closed doors. So that was the second video. He was talking about the importance of youth in politics. I'm just going to keep on going down. And
one mouse, an Lenovo mouse costs 300 Rand, not per month, forever. One mouse. They are spending 400 Rand every single month to pay for a mouse that costs 300 Rand. Now, when the leaders were asked to say, can they account for this gross negligence? One of the leaders said the reason why they pay 469 Rand per month, he justified it by saying that it comes with insurance, or it includes insurance. This is a mouse that costs 300 Rand. You're spending 469 Rand, and you're saying the reason why it's like this is because it comes with insurance? One mouse.
So here is another truth. You see what was happening in our politics. Um, they were going to buy a mouse, a computer mouse. That one, yes, that one you say you'll be buying out of maybe your matrix, it will be 200 or even 150. It depends on which one do you want. So they will be, uh, they say they were not buying mouse cash. They will say they were buying mouse in a contract. They were paying 400 rand for one mouse in a month. And when they were asked why, they said uh, because it came with insurance. Where the hell did you get the mouse that comes with insurance? Huh? It doesn't make sense. Where the hell is that mouse sold? I need it myself. The mouse that comes with insurance. And what's the insurance for? If the mouse fell down or what? Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Which mouse exactly, to be more specific? Um, to see that the money was been stolen. The money was being stolen from the people. And how come the treasurer didn't understand this? So if they are going to loot money or steal money from simple basic stuff like mouse, so the person who was selling the mouse, how much did he make during that period? Remember, now I'm going to we are introducing Mpho Dagada now. I want you guys tell me anything that you ever that you heard on this podcast. Here's another one.
Then the Zondo Commission says, we're noticing that people that are employed in government, we're noticing that these people are incompetent. These people don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. We want to understand, ANC, when you deploy people, how do you do it? When they get to the ANC says, we have a cadre deployment committee. Zondo Commission says, okay, no problem. Can we see notes from the meeting of the cadre deployment committee to say, this committee sat down and said, all right, this minister, we're putting them here. This department, we're putting SAA, we're giving it to Transnet, we're giving it to... Can we see the notes or the minutes from that meeting to see that there was a process that was followed? Cyril Ramaphosa was the chair of that specific committee. When Zondo Commission asked for those minutes, they were told that the minutes were never created. There were no minutes. Minutes were not taken. Then the Zondo Commission...
See? Now they're talking about deployment. Remember, this guy was in the parliament. This guy was he was the advisor to these powerful politicians. Now, he's talking about Zondo commissions and how come and how the ministers had been deployed. Because wow, the ministers that we have today are very incompetent. For example, you took Fikile Mbalula from Minister of Sport, you put him in the Minister of Police. Then Jiki from Minister of Police to Minister of where did he go after them being Minister of Police? Minister of Transport, yes. So you understand it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So that means there are few people in the parliament that cannot be replaced. So in order to replace them, you just keep on maneuvering them. And after that, they say, okay, give us notes on how are you guys doing this, how you guys deploying ministers, how you guys selecting your cabinet, and present us with the notes of what happened to Transnet, who was responsible for Transnet, who was responsible for PESA, I mean to say. So you understand, and they say no notes were taken. How can a sit down take place without notes being recorded? Okay, that's one of the stuff. But let's continue. Let's continue.
And what Zondo Commission said, they said, for us to fix this, South Africa, pay the people that expose corruption. A lot of people fight me on this. They say, but if you pay people, won't you be encouraging people to just report everything? I said, that's good. We need a state where everything must be reported, Baba. Whatever you do, if I see you having a meeting with somebody and I think it's corruption, I must take a picture and submit it. Who knows?
We're encouraging snitching.
Yeah, everybody must snitch. And Pen, what's shocking is that you go into these government departments, you talk to the people that work there, they'll let you know, we see and we know everything.
Oh, these are facts. I can confirm that as well.
They'll tell you, we see and we know everything. But they'll also let you know, if I expose this government, all just because I want to be somebody who people will say is a hero for one day, what will my kids eat? And what Zondo Commission...
You understand? So now here's another solution. What about Zondo Commission bring up the new strategy whereby they pay people within this organization to expose corruption? So now they're talking about this can be a solution whereby you report crime, you get yourself this much of an amount, or you secure yourself this. So, but that solution again has a problem itself, whereby some people will be scared to report, because once you report, you might lose your job, because they say each and every person in each and every department of the government understand there's something happening, but they are afraid to actually say anything about it. You understand? So remember, we're still introducing Mpho here. Let's go to another one. So after that, I'm going to show you that why he was pleading with Minister Bheki Cele to step down. We're still going there.
Whenever you have an ANC conference, everybody knows who is lobbying for your side. Didi Mabuza, he has his caucus, he's lobbying. Jacob Zuma has his caucus, he's lobbying. We all know who are the members of that caucus. The sitting president, who are the members of his lobbying caucus? No one. No one. I know those people. I know them. I know where they sat. I know how they calculated the votes. I know what they did. I know them. Those people are not ANC members. Those people have never been ANC members. Those people were not trained by our government. They were trained by the apartheid government. Those people have no interest in rescuing this nation. We see them all the time. You ask, who's the PA of this one? There's a government one, there's another PA. How? This other PA? She won't approve that. How? What do you mean she won't approve? I am a commissioner. I am sitting at the highest office. She won't approve that.
You understand? So now they're talking about the structures in the politics itself. And each and every party. Yeah, I've been part of the SRC. I've been part of EFF Student Command. Been part of the ANC Student Command. I've been in the politics table. I understand what does he mean when he's talking about this, because each and everybody understand that in his team he has certain few people that will actually on his side, in regardless of what they're actually going to vote for him. And in order for that, it's for them to gain whatever they need to gain on that certain caucus that they have. So you understand. So now let me just quickly play the next three, so that you can understand, so that before I get to the main event.
They were criminals who demanded to be paid salaries. They are government vacancies that are filled. The guy never comes to work. The guy never goes to the municipality, but every month he's paid. There's somebody who goes in, he's one of these guys who go in and tick whatever form they need to tick. The whole council knows that there are these people that are untouchable, that salaries leave every month, pensions leave, and go to these people. Literally.
So imagine we have a higher rate of unemployment in South Africa. We have youth that are actually qualified for some certain vacancies in the government that they can occupy and execute the responsibility of that seat or the responsibility of that vacancy very well. But vacancies are being given to criminals. Some people who are coming to the office just to tick the register and leave, and every month they earn a certain type of amount. Why do we still have those people in the system, and why those people are not arrested? Again, it's something that also leads to Bheki Cele, whereby he also needs to talk about this matter and also cover it. So let me just quickly play you the next one, whereby he's been talking about ESCOM or electricity by itself.
The ANC is the reason why we have load shedding. Let me explain it to you. The ANC gave themselves a tender to build power stations. This tender was worth about 38 billion. Now, they didn't do this as simply as you think just doing it. They tried to be a little bit sophisticated. They looked for an international company known as Hitachi. They basically asked them to set up a company, and they then merged with that company, Chancellor House and Hitachi, to then give themselves a tender from ESCOM to build more power stations. Doing this, they realized that we're going to have more power stations needed because the population was growing, more electricity will be needed. So they gave themselves this tender. Red flag number one. Why is a political party trying to build power stations? Political parties are not engineers. They don't have the expertise. Let's move on. What happens then afterwards is once this tender is given, everything about this tender goes wrong. There's welding that needs to be done in these power stations. It's wrong. Timelines on this, it's wrong. Costing on this, prices are inflated, it's wrong. The subcontractors, literally everything that could go wrong with this ANC Chancellor House tender that they gave themselves, it literally goes wrong. Fast forward today, we all have load shedding. There are not enough power stations that are working. Who worked on these power stations? ANC company, Chancellor House. Now you might ask yourself, is this legal for a political party to set up a company and give themselves tenders? They made it legal by partnering with a power company, Hitachi. They made it legal by making it a separate entity. But between you and I, is it legal? It definitely isn't. Was anybody going to do anything about it? The public protector was told to say, investigate this tender. It was awarded incorrectly. The public protector of South Africa investigated and said that the tender was awarded irregularly, that it was a corruption tender. You know what happened? Nothing. Because the ANC is the majority party in South Africa and was the majority at that time. Nothing happened to them because majority rules in a democracy. They literally released statements saying, we're sorry, we'll do better next time, and that was it. Today we're in load shedding because the ANC failed us. Now when ESCOM realized that this company, Chancellor House, had cost ESCOM a lot of money and had not delivered on these power stations, they took the company to court. The court proceedings went on and on and on. Taxpayers were paying money. And you know what happened at the end of the whole court proceedings? The ANC said, well, we're sorry. Here's 600 million for inconveniencing you all. Meanwhile, they took 38 billion and more from the tender. Today, we still have the power stations not fixed. This is what happens when a political party forgets the reason why they're in power and takes advantage of the public. The ANC has taken advantage of the people of South Africa. They will not stop unless we, the people, stand up and arise.
All right, now he's been talking about load shedding. What was the cause and what really happened? Remember, what he's saying is that ANC created or started its own company so that they give themselves a tender to deal with electricity under Hitachi, which is electrical engineering company, right? So now they were giving themselves tenders to actually build power stations. And once the construction of power stations starts, anything that can possibly go wrong happened. It's either there were steel that needed to be welded in, um, there was shortage of concrete, or maybe a building collapsed, so they had to restart it. Um, they don't have enough supplies. So anything that actually happened wrong happened. And until they launched an investigation and they found out that that tender was given illegally. So ANC took Hitachi to um, court, claiming it was their mistake, it was their problem, not their in-house problem. So until it went out and apologized and said he is 30 million, 60 million, while they all what they did themselves, they earned around 6 billion, 60 billion rand. So they only give 60 million out for apology. So without any further ado, here is the main event. Here is the main event. Mpho was lobbying with the Minister of Police and say this. Let me quickly play for you.
I think, firstly, my appeal would be to the minister to say, I want to appeal to the minister's conscience to say, at the age of 71, would you gladly resign? Because where things are going in this country, they're not going in the right direction. We live in a country where the cash in transit heist report says that every day there is a cash in transit heist in this country. It takes 14 months to plan a cash in transit heist. You need explosives. So there are factories that are generating explosives. Guns are fired. Those bullets, the guns are not known about, the bullets are not known about. Every single day, a cash in transit heist. Minister, my words to you would say, can you resign? Please, and give the opportunity to younger people that have got solutions to be able to implement.
So you don't have confidence in
Mm. That was him asking the minister. When we checked this year, we actually had more problems of cash in transit, right? So the minister still doesn't have any clue regarding that. And I want to play you a response coming from Minister Bheki Cele so that you guys can see how ignorant is this guy.
Minister, let me come straight to you to respond. You've heard what has been said. You've been asked to resign. People are saying that they wrote to you, about stuff that can be done on these things. Just weigh in a bit for me.
I refuse.
You refuse to
I
resign.
refuse. No, I refuse to listen to demagogues here who do not know where they are. You see, you called us to come here to resolve the problems. And this poet, he thinks of elections next year. We need to resolve these problems here. And then I'll spend my time and my energy dealing with those matters, not dealing with demagogues. Yes, indeed. JJ, we have a problem here. Problem of resignation and all that. Because those are elections and all those kinds of things. So I'm not going to spend my time talking to people that are crying on the wrong funeral.
Minister, let me come straight.
All right, that was a response coming from Bheki Cele regarding the being asked to resign. He says he will never, he won't actually, he won't do it. So I don't understand his level of ignorance or what he was thinking actually when it comes to uh, what he was told, because now he refused to resign while he sees that he's not actually doing anything. He's not actually doing anything to solve crimes that's happening in South Africa itself. You understand? First and first, there's a case that's been taking place for years now. That case was taking place for years and still not been solved. The Senzo Meyiwa case. They're failing to solve that case for years. So what's actually the difference, or what can he defend himself on and say, I won't be resigning next year when I'm 71? At least they give him until next year when he's 71 years old. But still, he says he refused. All right, let's leave Senzo Meyiwa trial. Let's go to Thabo Baxter matter. How come did Thabo Baxter be able to escape the country while he was being searched by the police? And how long and why was it that easy for him to escape prison and all those saga? How come that saga happened? And they still stick to the same story now. No, the real Thabo Baxter died. But until he was caught in something in Woolworths. Then he ran away. He successfully ran away, escaped the country until he was arrested in the Northern Africa. How come if the system or the policing system of South Africa was that competitive, then how come did him be able to leave the country and be arrested in a foreign country? And still the minister says he refused to take a step. You see, we've been governed by ignorant people who are actually not interested in the bettering of the country. So what was being plead with him here, it was, please give the opportunity to the new people, to the youth, fresh mind, fresh strategies, so that they can deal with these modern problems. Because the problem that the country is facing now, these are modern problems, it's not old problems. So in order for them to solve these modern problems, they need fresh minds, fresh ideas, and fresh views of the problem that is actually happening in the nation. So without any further ado, this is Mzansi Politics, and I'm your host, Bitumo Ntita, and this was for you guys who had questioned who was Mpho Dagada. So I've shown you, I've played few of his voices so that you can understand what he's about and what's his campaign about. So you even learned the corruption that we never knew existed within the government itself using this guy. So without any further ado, please tell me what you think about the minister Bheki Cele and what are we going as a nation. And without it, and make sure that you also subscribe to the channel and show love. Without any further ado, thank you very much and see you guys on next week. Goodbye.